Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. We've got to go get that Kerbal that we've left up there. We went to rescue him, but unfortunately we made some mistakes and didn't manage to get to him. So this time we're going to make sure that we go and grab him out of orbit and bring him safely back to Kerbin. So let's prove to ourselves that we can do this. So it's the same ship as before, we just added admittedly a bit more weight, which is not going to help us a great deal, but we've got extra parachutes on these things to try and recover these, and we've changed the solar panels up here for these retractable ones, and maybe we can bring them back and save a bit of money. And in there we've got a Kerbal. It's a rescue ship. Don't need a Kerbal in a rescue ship. Come on, Jeb. I know you love flying and nearly dying on my ships, but you are not required. Not this time. So, G gear does your solar panels. Beautiful. And then retracts them. And then lights does your communitron and retracts it. Perfect, excellent, brilliant. Throttle up. Think we've got our stage in just about right. Looks roughly right. And computer straight up. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So off we go again. We'll see whether we can make orbit to start with. I don't care where he is in the relation to us. I'm only interested in getting in a stable orbit, because that was some mistakes I was making before. Rendezvous is not easy, it's quite difficult even if you know what you're doing. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I need to try to make sure that I at the very least get into a stable orbit, and then we can go from there. And if only I'd listened to my own advice and actually paid attention to what I've just said there. So the launch seemed to be going quite well. Getting up there, looking for the stable orbit, rolling over nicely, coming into into the space so that I can start my circularization. I'm not really sure what I did wrong. I think I just basically started my my rollover or something a little bit wrong time. It just didn't have the oomph to get it into the good stable orbit that I was looking for. Any minute now we can see that the problems that we're having here, but we left that too long before I hit that. This little engine, it's all good, very efficient, just doesn't have the power to really set you up for the orbit. You've got to be more or less there before you get to that stage. So there we go, there's our orbit. Unfortunately, I then noticed that my periapsis was actually back into the atmosphere. So to try and get it high enough so I didn't re-enter, I ended up with an apoapsis, which was ridiculous. Probably didn't need to worry too much because I've got such a high apoapsis. I wouldn't have actually gone into the atmosphere. I would have skipped through, lowered my apoapsis a little bit, and then came back through again. That is something that I've got to put in the memory banks and remember. I could have done with losing a little bit of the apoapsis, to be fair. So come back around again, see, still got a massive apoapsis. Burn that so that I get myself back into the periapsis, back into the atmosphere, put out my solar panels and my communitron so that I'm in good communication. And come back round again. Set myself maneuver nodes this time, so I'm drawing my apoapsis right down, at least halving it, Then taking measurements of my closest interaction, measuring how far it's done, and every time it halves it, pretty much lowering then the apoapsis by burning at the periapsis. Works great, gets it really quite close. But that's where I then ended up making my next mistake. As I said, you've got to use these maneuver nodes to get yourself really, really, really close. And I'm talking about like a couple of kilometers. And I think what I did is I was about 5 to 10 kilometers out when I started switching to the mode, third person mode. And that really didn't get me close enough. It was too difficult at that point to match my orbits. I need to match my orbits a bit closer. I need to get it closer with a really similar orbit. And then I would have been able to have got small adjustments to be able to pull myself into the craft. Any minute now we see that we're matching our orbit there. We're pretty close, but not close enough to be able to get to that point. We're approaching him now. Just trying to tidy up the orbit, match the orbits here. And you can see my delta V is dwindling with every single burn, getting really close to the amount of fuel I got left because of that really bad circularization of the orbit. Using the computer where I can because it gives a more accurate burn for me. It doesn't mean I don't mess it up. Pretty soon we see we can see that we're getting really close. Just taking measurements of the intersection there. Again, I'll take this opportunity to talk about my face cam. Still experimenting with it, still trying different things. I can see there's a little bit of background I'm not quite got rid of. But let me know what you think of it. I really would like some feedback as to whether you want to see my face, you would rather me just get rid of that entirely, or whether you think it adds to it or not. I know that most of the YouTubers do actually have it, so I thought I'd give it a go. And I'm learning a bit about green screen and a few techniques and things like that, so I'll get rid of it if you think it's rubbish. But yeah, do give me some feedback. So here we come. We're now looking at our approaches now, getting very close now. I think I'm about to switch to my third person view, and then we'll see where we are with it. If you want to see how to do the an orbital rendezvous, I actually achieved it very well once. And I recorded it, and I'll put a link to it around about here somewhere so that you can go and have a look how it's done properly. I think I need to read it. I need to watch it a few times. You see, I'm 16 kilometers away. That is too far away, far too far away to be in this position here. That needs a lot more maneuver nodes. I know I'm approaching to 11 kilometers now, but just too far away to accurately get this right. I had to use so much delta V to match my prograde to the target's prograde, and that just meant that I eventually run out of gas. There we go. I stopped. Ah, I'm out of fuel again. How far did we get this time? Oh, worse. More space debris. Well, we got another satellite. We got another satellite. It is now a probe. Space Center. Let's try that again. Practice. That's what it all takes, practice. Rendezvous is not easy. Need more practice. Rescue 3-4. Well, it's not, is it? It's yeah, it is. It's 3-4. Let's go. And it costs us 20 odd grand each time. Nothing wrong with the ship. It's just the pilot. Right, let's do this nice and quick. Computer, point up, throttle up, take off. Okay, I just cut a long story short. This part of the launch went very, very well. Managed to get up, and I used the computer a bit more for the circularization, and it was a lot more effective. It was, again, I put the concentration on getting a good orbit, and that's something that, with this rocket at least, I need to do because it's a little bit underpowered, I suppose. Efficient is probably the word I'm looking for, really. And you just got to get it just right to be able to get the good orbit with plenty of gas left in the tank. So that's what I managed to do this time, and then we took it from there. Getting ready to stage. Got 200 delta V left in this stage. Nearly 2,000 in the next stage. That really should be enough to do orbital rendezvous. Here we go. Start thinking about where he is. Where is he? Oh, there he is. He's right underneath me. That's crazy. There he is there. That's the closest I've ever been to him. 2.5 kilometers. Come back. Good EVA from there. I could switch to him and EVA from there. It's tempting. In fact, I nearly hit him. Brilliant. Thank you, computer. Now, if I can't rendezvous with the thing that I nearly hit, that set as target, we're already really, really close. Right, okay, so what we do is we drag our prograde marker on top of his prograde marker. That's it. And then when that drifts, which it will because we haven't got an exact orbit of his, as we drift, we will be bringing R1 down to his one. Oh, let's get the antennas out. Gears and antenna. Whew. And stability assist. Right, we have to push our retrograde onto him. Is that right? Push our retrograde because we're at 24 Speed is 24. So let's just a little push. Right, I apologise for the absolute more luck than judgment method of rendezvous here. But a rescue's a rescue, eh? Just get that speed down to about 15. So we're 4.5 kilometers away. With speed up time as it's drifting. Let's push it back on again. So we get closer, it's drifting again, but I don't want to speed up, I don't want to slow down anymore. So we drag the prograde onto the marker. Drag the prograde onto the marker. Pretty close. So we're going to push the retrograde onto the marker. That's it. So 600 meters away now. Pushing it onto the marker, slowing us down. As we're pushing it on the retrograde onto the marker, it slows us down. See, they're pretty much the same. If we have a look at the map view now, our apoapsis and periapsis are really, really close there, as is it there. So we've got almost an identical orbit now. Pushing that back onto the marker, 2.6 meters per second, which will just need a little squirt just as we get right on top of it. Speed up time a little bit. There we go, 60, 50. Half a meter per second. Close enough for me. We'll switch to him. We'll see if he can do a crew report. No, nothing doing. EVA. Jump off. Grab your rockets. Where's the hatch? This way, is it? Here it is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get in. Grab board. It's just slightly maneuver around so it doesn't take out our solar panels. Phew, that was a bit close actually. How good was that rendezvous in the end? I nearly crashed into it. Brilliant. Good for electricity. Why did I take all the monopropellant? Haven't got any RCS, so that was a waste. Have got heat shield, loads of gas. We could practically go to the moon and back. Oh, let's have a look. Here we go. So rescued Kerb from orbit. He's now part of the space program. Oh, brilliant. And there is some money. Bit of prestige, no science, unfortunately. This is the stage that we just dumped off. This is the, there should be two of these. Both of those made it back. They're the solid rocket boosters that we recovered. And then this is from the last ship. Again, recovered the stages, but not the craft itself, unfortunately. Right, let's see where we are. Rescue ship 3-2. We could try and rendezvous with that ship and push it out of orbit. No, it's not worth it. Not worth it. What we're going to do is we're going to time warp until this thing tells us that we're over something that we can get a crew report of. You know, it was spamming us before, it was annoying us before. It's not going to have one now, is it? Oh, wasn't quick enough. No. Oh, they're just coming by too quickly. Never mind. Right. Right, that's one complete orbit. Is debris now it has drifted far enough away. Here it is, 2.1 kilometers away. Let's think about where we're going to land. Always good to try and land at the KIS. So we'll add a maneuver node, slow us down, giving us a periapsis about there. Let's see where that gets us. Computer, put us on the node, execute that node. Going to have so much fuel to throw away. It's going to be annoying. There we go. We're coming home. Orbital retrograde. There we go. Status. Let's. Oh, had a bit of a glitch there. Right. Right, activated that. Deactivated that. Although we got a pilot now, so there's no problem. We'll wait a little bit, perhaps until we get to about there, before we bring in our solar panels, just to make sure we don't run out of any electricity. Crew report. Send it back EVA. I think that's a bit of a risk as we're getting into the atmosphere now. So let's turn off the computer. Let's use stability assist to go. Oh, orbital retrograde, please. There we go. And we will bring in our solar panels. Lovely. Whereabouts are we? Right, let's see where that brings us back. Speed up time until we get a bit of heating effects. Hold on. I need to dump this tank, don't I? I forgot. There we go. Send that over that way. Bye bye, lovely fuel. Not a lot we can do with anything now, so just speed up time till we start hitting the atmosphere. Starting to come in now. In surface mode now, so we go surface retrograde. There we go, proper surface mode now. Just speeding up time every so often, and then put it back to try and allow the ship to maintain its course. There's the heating effects, right. Let's write this down. Hopefully these parachutes will not get any kind of heating. Just turn that on so we can check the situation. Critical part is the reflectron, which is the aerial there. That's, you can see why that's perhaps, but it's only 27% of its dangerous levels, so not a problem. Where does it think we're going to land now? Certainly in the dark, or possibly here, a long way from the KIS. Never mind. It's all about the rescue. Nothing else matters as long as we bring Admund back home safe. Hottest part is now the heat shield. Most critical part though is still the reflectron DP10, but still only 26%, so it's not getting any hotter. It's quite a busy capsule that, with the all the different bits and pieces built into it. Electrical charge is running down, but not to critical levels. We haven't got long until we hit our periapsis. We should have plenty of electrical charge for that. We can always extend our solar panels once we've got the chutes out if we need to. Not what we need to even by then, but reflectron's only at 27%, so that's doing absolutely fine. Speed dropping quite quickly now. Altitude as well. Admund, there was 3 attempts to save you, I think. Yep, 3rd attempt got you. It was the same for the other guy as well, who we're still going to bring home, by the way. Let's see where it thinks we're going to land in this mountainous area here. We may need to adjust our chute opening times depending on the height. But the drogue chutes would say it'd be unsafe to release them at the moment. So you got drogue chute, top chute, and then main chutes. We are 18,000 from the terrain. Well, looks like we're going to miss the mountains now. Oh, missed some kind of science study. Crew report. While flying over the mountains, we'll get that sent back if we got a signal, which we have. Drogues, risky. Crew report, send it back. Drogues are still risky. Drogues are safe. Drogues away. Top chutes next. It says it's safe, but we can wait a bit. Get that a little bit lower first. Actually going to hit the deserts. That's good. I haven't been in the deserts before, I don't think so. Should have brought some more science with us really. We only brought this gravioli, but we'll get a surface sample and stuff like that. If he can do it, I think he can. It's part of the thing now. So let's extend that aerial just to make sure we do get good contact still. Electricity, yep, we're not doing bad for electricity. We can actually turn the SAS off now. That'll reduce the usage. 3,000 from land, so we'll let the next one go. Chutes are opening now. May not need to even let these ones go, to be honest with you. It depends whether the canopies have been made or not. Well, those have, but that one hasn't. So that was a success. It took us 3 attempts. So we've probably lost money on the actual recovery because of the loss of the ships, but we got 2 satellites floating around up there now. So that's good for them. Main chute there is opening. 7. I can't remember what the crash tolerance is, to be honest with you. Oh, it doesn't cost us anything to put the other chutes out, so we'll let them go as well. So we're now 4, which is lovely. 600 meters from the ground. We'll just speed up time just a little bit. All right, all the way. Come on, let's get on the ground. Yep. Hello, Edmund. Welcome back to Kerbal. Thank you for flying Aylwick Airways. Do hope that you enjoyed your flight and that you will fly with us again, which I'm sure you will. I think most of them that come back seem to be scientists, so at some stage we will be put in a science lab somewhere, because I've never used one of those before, so that'll be good. And touchdown. Look at all this lovely science we can do. So we can get a crew report and we'll send that back because we've got that extended. Gravity scan 1.8, we'll send that back. A telemetry report 0.3, well, we'll send it back anyway. EVA, we'll grab hold of that. Hopefully that is him flying above the desert, flying over Kerbal Desert. Excellent. We'll grab that and restore that. We get on the floor, do an EVA again, and a surface sample, and then we will board. And well, we don't need to send that back now, as we've got everything we could get. So we'll recover the vessel. Always best to do 3rd time lucky, isn't it, for this sort of thing? 18.7 science plus the science that we sent back, puts us up to 58 now, which we had about 20, I think it was about 20 when we left. So that's good. 6,000 back, and he has gained 2 XP. That's him. He is available for the next mission. He's a pilot. That's interesting. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please consider giving me a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to hear about when I do some more videos. In the meantime, if you want to click on one of the other videos that I've done on a different game, then these are my latest ones. Please go ahead. Or if you click on the next video in this series, that'll take you directly to the next video in this series if I've done it and uploaded it. Thanks for watching.